Hey guys, this is Kenji. This is my friend Josh, and today we're going to look at the worst strategy on the internet.
Is it like the absolute worst strategy on the internet, or is that just like, are you trying to like pump it up for YouTube? So, I can read this already. It's hilarious. Don't place a common letter on the middle square.
Official rules dictate that the game starts with all players randomly picking a tile before drawing their racks. The person with the letter closest to A goes first and gets the added bonus of using the center star. Also, a double word score.
Okay, this is all accurate.
Avoid using a vowel S, D, R, T there though, as it's then easy for the next player to reach the triple word scores at the edges.
That's quite restrictive. So that's let me do some quick math here. That's 62 of the 100 tiles, I guess.
Correct.
You're not supposed to put on the star.
Yes. No.
That's a problem.
A, E, I, O, U, S, D, R, or T. And if you're only worried about ending words, then what about these vowels? Like the U, the O, the E. I mean, the E and the A, I guess, end some words, but I, O, U end almost nothing.
Yeah, who cares about, like every vowel except E? Like, nobody cares. Like, okay, great, you're putting a U on the star.
Right.
Who the hell cares?
I mean, you're not supposed to put the next to the double letter, sort of, kind of. Like that's a much bigger deal than putting it next to, that's the triple word. You can't put the vowel. Like, where are you gonna put the vowel at the end of the day? Like, the vowel has to go freaking somewhere.
Yeah, and that's the next thing, right? The next thing is that, like, the more important opening theory. We're allowed to talk about like actual Scrabble opening theory, right?
Of course we are.
Okay, the more important opening theory is to not put vowels next to the double letter scores. That is the rule of thumb that you're taught in like club level Scrabble very, very quickly.
Okay.
All right.
Know your two-letter words. Now, this is actually good general advice.
Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. They removed da. That's so funny. Explain why that's funny.
Okay, so da was not a word for a little while, like 15 years ago. And then they added it, and then they have this graphic that says the 94 two-letter words in the official Scrabble dictionary. And then they say, this alone boosts your average score by about 50 points and puts you at an enormous advantage against anyone who doesn't know the two-letter words. Mm-hmm. Knowing these words basically makes parallel play finding a word parallel to another word, throwing a bunch of little words in the process, possible. Don't forget you get points for all these little words too, and they can add up. There are only 101 of these words.
Oh no.
Which isn't right either, by the way. And you know about half of them already.
Okay. So this is just like funny because it's like the image. Yeah, I mean it's wrong. The number is wrong. Everything else is fine. I was gonna say da was a word, and then they took it out, and then they brought it back. That's the funniest part.
Well, this is very
da was
old.
A word. Yeah, this is an old. This is on like the old Scrabble sets, right?
This is OSPD 2. So there have been 1, 2, 3, 4 updates since less than 2 letter words.
Yeah, but that's the funny thing is that da was there, and then they took it out, and then they put it back. So it's just really funny that this was now erased. This is like the most bootleg thing.
Right. So they're like trying to edit to be accurate.
So is it 94, Kenji? Is it 93? Is it 101?
Right, there's no QI yet. Like QI, which is probably the most single useful two-letter word. There's no CA yet. Yeah. So like the most useful two-letter words aren't on this list, but they wanted to try to update it to be accurate. So they crossed out DA in like black pen in the middle of this and this like, oh, now we're accurate now. It's just like
yeah, honestly, this one is just lazy writing, right? Okay. All right, exchanging. Exchanging is an absolute last resort in Scrabble. No, already totally wrong. God damn it. Okay, I think I've done it once. Okay. Well, that's confirmation bias if I've ever seen it. Only exchange letters if you absolutely cannot spell a word, or if you really, really just hate your rack. So this person must love like their racks, or have just never played. They've just never played Scrabble, I guess. Because like if I've never seen somebody not complain about their rack like an amateur player like during a game. There's always at least one or two moments where the player's like, oh, my rack is so garbage. So this person must like love
Okay. Context. This isn't just a person. This is the Scrabble.howto.
If you're losing by an extreme amount, it might be the only thing that changes your luck. Oh god. Oh man. Okay. If you have all vowels, it could really benefit you to exchange. The same goes for if you have all high value letters that don't mesh well. That's true. Okay. Just keep in mind, the best solution is finding something on the board. Only use this option for emergencies. So okay, here's where like devil's advocate's kicking in. I think that oftentimes people give like rules of thumb about Scrabble that are not really like accurate, but they're doing this to put people, I guess, like at a base level. Like just don't do this, even though like sometimes it'll be good. I think it's possible the person writing this knows that exchanging is it's not possible. They say I've only done it once. Okay, never mind. Okay, sorry, I'm giving too much benefit of the doubt.
If you know nothing about Scrabble, then yes, scoring 0 points is worse than scoring 16 points. If you have, AELNRST, you should not be exchanging. That's true. But
yeah,
like we exchange all the time. Like I probably exchange in a tournament that's like 30 games long. I probably exchange 10 times. This person's only exchanged once, so they played one, maybe 3 games, which may actually be the case. They maybe have only played 3 games. The way that they describe this,
then they obviously shouldn't be writing about Scrabble, but whatever.
They weren't so bad. So this is from the largest Scrabble site on the internet, Scrabble Word Finder. So this is the most traffic by far. If you go to, it has, it has roughly, I don't know, 1 million people visit this site a year. So this is their advice for how to play Scrabble strategically.
Also, it doesn't really bode well, right? That our most traffic site is like a cheating site.
That's true.
Okay, anyway, let's not get into that. Okay, number 3. Append suffixes. Why such as ish? It's just like the least common suffix.
Not the word.
What?
Not that they want to seem fancy, so they use the word append.
Append. Okay,
right afterwards they use
suffixes.
add, but now they use append.
Append, yeah, okay. No, like you gotta trust this person. They know they have a good vocabulary.
Right.
Adding suffixes such as ish to the end of existing words can yield good scoring words such as blackish, bitterish, childish. Is bitterish even a word? Are these all words?
I actually don't know. I have no idea if bitterish is. I'm gonna assume
I don't think anybody in Scrabble has ever played the word bitterish. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that's probably never happened.
Well, I think it's more likely than the other words. Keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Number 4. Add prefixes. Okay. Is ish? What's the prefix? Wait. Okay. Adding prefixes to the existing words can also help you a lot. Using anti... Oh my god. Anti-knock? Okay, I have to check these words. Can you check these words? This is not right. Anti-knock? Anti-natural? Anti-toxic? Okay, these are like the least common prefixes and suffixes.
Anti-knock, a substance such as tetraethyl lead added to gasoline to inhibit pre-ignition.
You're gonna add anti to a word that contains 2 Ks? Who would ever? You would never see knock on the board in the first place because there's only 1 K.
Right.
You have to use a blank. Oh man.
Yes,
okay, they're real suffixes.
Sure.
ING. That's a suffix.
Yes. ED.
ED. Maybe
TION.
TION, maybe. That's still better than ish.
Yeah.
And prefixes re.
Yes.
D. I don't know. Like, it's right? Like, that comes up.
There's lots
most,
of
maybe?
suffixes in,
Out,
Out,
over,
yeah.
out, over. Yeah, out and over are good.
So we're also doing another video on Josh's channel. This one's going to be of the worst YouTube Scrabble strategy, so you'll definitely want to be checking that out. Until next time.